Today is day 1 of water tank removal. Let's go check it out. On top of dealing with that, our tank's an aluminum tank, and it's not even that old. But the seam is leaking into our tank, so we're just chilling with like a indoor bilge. We've got a bilge full of water right now. Here's our happy bilge, and there's happy water. We thought that the water was coming into the generator because there is a ton of water under the generator. I don't understand how I've had water under this generator since since I installed it not that long ago. So that's going to be fixed after, but now we know that the huge amount of water that's in our bilge is not from the generator. All the coolant in the bilge is, though. Trying to put this cord back up here. We've been working in the cockpit lately because the weather's so nice. Up there. Hi. This is the beginning of the frame. Unfortunately, this tank, I feel like it could have been 2 separate tanks, but it's one tank. It's about 3 feet deep. You think it's strong enough?
Yep.
What are we doing while Daddy's doing that project?
Slime.
Do we make some slime?
Yeah.
Do we have a full jar of Elmer's glue downstairs for slime?
No.
No, we used it all.
So, yeah, so our frame is built, little extra gusset supports, and just have a clamp on our bracing bracket down in there. It's just it's a metal clamp that basically holds the 1/4-inch plate of aluminum, and it's all attached to our come along here. And look.
Oh my gosh, it's moving?
Just comes right up.
No way. I can't even tell you how ready I am for these projects to be over. And I love boat projects. But these are out of my range of patience right now. So this has been a test of patience in a relationship. And people always say, if you can make it through a construction project at a house, that you can withstand anything in your relationship. And I call bullshit on that because construction at a house is nothing compared to this. Everything taken apart. Can't even get it into the V-berth. Look at this.
Channel. Like a big pair of channel lock pliers.
I don't know how big we got them.
And a win that your wife knows what channel lock pliers are. So it doesn't even matter if she hands you the wrong size. She knew what I was talking about. That helps these projects a lot.
Thanks, honey. What I've learned is some boats come with workbenches. Like this is the charter version. I'm assuming this boat chartered in the BVI before the first owners bought it. And some catamarans come with a bigger one.
If you got bigger ones.
I don't have any bigger ones, but
right
I'll
there. Even just better ones. Right there.
Better ones. And a lot of catamarans come with workbenches, and I guarantee there's not a big enough workbench for me. Like I feel like we just keep accumulating things. Piper, what do you think of all these boat projects? You think they're good? Are they going well? You?
I don't know.
What did you eat? You smell like fish.
Because I ate sushi a little.
You ate sushi a little?
Yeah.
A veggie sushi?
Mommy, what?
Whoa. It's a whittle stuck. Oh, there it goes. We don't know if there's anything attached underneath it. I don't think there's anything attached under it. Wow. I told Seth today, if we didn't have the engine issue, this honestly would be nothing. Like, figuring this out was okay. The engine issue, figuring this out, and a major leak in the generator has thrown all of us over the edge. Oh, underneath, I just...
Why is there a little pool thing?
A pool thing? Because
A new Barbie pool.
So I'm actually so excited. I get to scrub under this thing, but Piper's really tired, so we might have to call it a night for a little bit. I also have a medium reading. I have a medium circle in 10 minutes. Well, now I need to fill it with water and try to find that leak. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. So the water tank is still hanging in our living room, and I'm getting really sick of going in and out of the hatch because we don't have stairs and it's so far up that like it's not really, you can't really get out. So I just discovered an issue in the bilge where I think the like water, well, okay, let me try to explain this. The fiberglass at the bottom of the bilge has a crack, but I think it's superficial. I mean, not saying fiberglass is superficial, but this part. So I think it's holding, if there's any type of water that gets in our bilge, I think it's holding it. So I'm debating on grinding it out and refiberglassing. But I don't know if I have any fiberglass matting, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it dry enough today. And I'm curious if I go ahead and start this project, if it's going to open up like a whole door to an issue I didn't know about. So I'm a little nervous. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Okay, good news. I think it's okay. I think it dried just from me sucking out a little bit of that water. So basically there's this black crack like right here at my feet. And I'm like, why do I have water in here? So I tasted it and it's fresh water. So, which I thought it was. And when I stand on the floor, it starts to seep out. So that's, let me show you, it's bubbling up. Nice. Wow. Yeah. So that is just from me standing on the floor, which tells me that this entire area right here, oh, it's here. Yeah, it's just, honestly, I don't know if it's a project I want to take on because it's not really gonna matter. It's crazy how terrible the bilge looks. So I'm gonna repaint it, which sounds insane, but I'm gonna just grind this out, not grind. I'm gonna sand just this part on the walls just really quick. Just anytime I can do this, it eliminates any of the old odors. We had one of the old Westerbeek was leaking a ton of oil and it sat up here for a long time. And you know what we have is some underwater epoxy. I might actually seal it with that instead of fiberglassing it. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm sanding to get some of the old paint off down here because I can't actually apply new paint without doing that. And this water issue, I think what I'm gonna do is, it is very superficial, I can tell, thank God. I think I'm gonna grind it out and just fill it with a little bit of underwater epoxy. Not that I'm nervous of water coming in, I just hate the fact that like water's seeping in that area. This is not the right mask. This whole setup is not right. I don't even have anything on my eyes. We're just going for it right now though. I'm just gonna do it without the mask to show you because I can't keep it on. But I have my air doctor on, so that definitely helps. And the Dyson. We'll get all this dust out of the air. It's not, I don't know. I've had a lot worse on this boat. It's totally fine. Okay, I'm just trying to get through this. I can't get to my tools underneath the bed right now, so I just used a hole saw. Because for some reason I understand why they do this. When they put the tanks in, so they don't hit each other and they're just secure, they put like this piece of wood here and this piece of wood, you know, you can't see because my arm right here. Well, they put them like to the floor. I keep a dry bilge, but unfortunately in the past that wasn't the case. So these pieces of wood are just like saturated. So I got a hole saw because that's all I had right now. And hole sawed the bottom off like I just did, like ramp across the bottom. The floor of my boat is disgusting. I am so glad I'm doing this. I'm now going to try to vacuum all this up, and I might be able to get my scrub brush and scrub the hull, like the bottom underneath here, because it's like a layer of oil from that old generator. So yeah, I basically, like, the floor is looking like this, which is already pretty rough, but for 40 years it is what it is. And then down here I just hole sawed that off. I mean, it is nasty under there. So that's gonna be what I'll do next, because the water tank only goes up to like here, so I can take this whole thing off. I just don't need a hole saw accidentally like through the fiberglass. Like, it's just over the years like dirt, and it's just moisture being held right there. Like, that's just from the mast base, and they're just running over. I mean, it's completely pointless. Let's clean that up. Do I go ahead epoxy fill it now, or do I keep a fan on it overnight? That's probably the best idea. Should I just record a podcast episode?
Yeah.
Okay, what's this one gonna be about?
Doing that.
Doing that? Good idea. I think you're right. Let's talk about the water tank.
And after the video does that, you go over there and sleep.
Go sleep with you? Okay, sounds good. We like cuddling and eating over here. Cool. Okay, I'm going to work on that Boat Babe blog, which is not launched yet. I'm going to go do a podcast episode, and if you're not following us at That Boat Babe on your favorite podcast platform, go ahead and follow us, because it's super entertaining, and who doesn't want to just talk about boats and listen about boats all the time? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, bye. That crack in the ground isn't terrible. Is this how you're supposed to mix this? You have to be kidding me. It says mix it by hand. Like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I've never mixed anything by hand like this. I'm confused. This is supposed to be for use in an emergency, supposedly, like underwater epoxy. If you're doing this, what? What is happening? Okay, it's basically mixing itself on to my gloves. So if I took my gloves off, I could use my gloves as, that's actually what you could do if you had an underwater problem. You could actually totally mix this with your gloves, take your gloves off, and then smack it to your hull. I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do now. There's no way. So, somehow, we're going to try that again. So what I'm going to do now is go get new gloves, and I'm going to get those 2 containers, bring them down here in the bilge with me, get my spatula. I'm going to try to mix the putty on the floor, I guess. So what are you doing?
You take soapy water and spray it over where the wells are, or where you think it
Oh, and it'll bubble.
cracking, and it'll start bubbling.
Where you want me to keep it at?
That regulator's acting funny. If you just have a little bit of pressure on it like that, it'll work.
It won't. It ain't reading out. So.
It's a chilly day. And I'm praying that today's gonna be the day where we can put the tank back in. Actually, I'm okay even if we just wait till tomorrow because I've got to clean under the bilge. And I loved how somebody commented on my Instagram reel. The winner of the cleanest bilge goes to. Yesterday was a disaster trying to use the 2-part epoxy, but I don't know. It's better than nothing. I'm not going to start opening up that can of worms right now. So what I did was totally fine. This is something that now we know how simple, honestly, this is to pull the tank up. I could, if I feel like I need to do something with that later, I can. It's not like a structural issue. But I do want to get under the diesel tank and clean it because I hate the smell. I just smell like oil and like, I can smell coolant really easily. And I'm like, I smell coolant. It just smells bad. So I'm going to get under there and clean it. And right, I think they just found the first leak. Did you find that one? That leak, honey?
Yeah, I mean, here you go.
Let's see. Alright, we got those. You want to put a little more air in it?
Yeah. This here's Dustin with Pelican Towers.
Alright, you want to put some more air in it?
Yeah.
This is day whatever of trying to finish this project. Here it is. So here's our tank. This is on its side because the inside, it's full of magnesium. And like I've said before, if you mix chlorine and aluminum, like chlorinated water with aluminum, it forms magnesium and it basically just starts corroding the tank. So we did find, you know, where this is an original 40-year-old tank and the bottom had been redone, but where they had reseamed the bottom, they were only able to reseam it from the outside and not the inside too. So when the water would fill the tank, it would start to flex it like a big belly of a whale, and it started to stretch at the seams. Because of our budget is at 0 now, we reseamed the bottom, and then we have supports that we will install or we will get installed when we get down island, because we realize this isn't the hardest thing to do, to pull the tank out. So we'll just, when we get down island, we'll be able to add supports underneath. We might try to fix, like, make some kind of wood structure that's just, you know, hold it up a little bit so it doesn't belly out. But I mean, it should be fine for a very long time. The guy did a really good job, but he did get all that corrosion off, as you can see right there. We're not sure if we're painting the bilge right now, just because it's something that I do anytime I try to open a new compartment. I paint it. But I am going to diagnose why so much rainwater is going into the bilge. I do have a pan at the base of my mast that holds the rainwater that comes through the mast, but I'm curious if it's coming from somewhere else. I mean, it could be coming from the anchor locker. I'm not sure. That's what I'm trying to diagnose now. I just mixed up some epoxy because there's a little bit of delamination under the fiberglass under the tank, and I just went ahead and Seth just drilled some of it out, and then we just filled it with epoxy just so at least like moisture doesn't just sit in there.
And then we played jump up and down on the squishy floor, and it was like
it's not squishy.
It was just shooting water out of the holes that I drilled. So
No, good. No, that would be a huge red flag. It is not squishy, but there's just a little bit of water that's just sitting under there that we sucked out, and we filled it with epoxy after we got all the water out, just so it's sealed. So we've been wondering where the water is coming from in the bilge, and it's from obviously coming down the mast, and it's just overflowing in the mast base because that hose is clogged. Hi, Piper. And it's nasty.
I almost want to like just run a whole new hose all the way to the shower side.
Yeah, that's what I would love to do. I guess now's the time.
Well, yeah. It did not hold the...
So I used a straw cleaner because the bath base is also aluminum. It's not forming the crystallized magnesium like the other tank, but It's just forming a lot of gum. Look at this expanding water.
I'm here just about at the bottom. Okay. What really needs to happen
We're
now
gonna lower it now.
is you crank that.
No, we're gonna go this way and we're gonna lower it.
Okay, we'll get it tighter.
Is it gonna come out that
Do
side?
Do that. Do the handle. Do the handle.
You're gonna lift it, and it's gonna come back on this piece of wood right here. Okay, it's coming down. It's okay. Let it. It's okay. Let it down. Get off. You get out of the way. Make sure it doesn't hit you.
I'm out of the way.
It's hanging. It needs to go that way. I'm gonna push it. Okay, and it's gonna go flat.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Look
So
at that
now
bulge. Yeah. Now.
we got to move this back square. It's
Okay.
crooked.
Oh, this whole thing's crooked.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, because it's about to fall off over here.
Okay. Did it work?
I think so.
Yeah.
In the middle.
It's in. No. Oh,
That's it.
yeah, I think it's in.
That's
No
it.
way. Getting there.
Put a Sharpie square around it.
Okay. Good idea.
While I'm doing all this, well, I guess you gotta go.
What are you gonna
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to try it if I'm
Okay. You can get it one of these days.
do? Good job. Piper, did you help me clean the tank out?
Yeah.
Was it dirty?
Yeah.
But is it super clean now? We might as well just leave it open and cut the top off and we can have a bathtub.
Yeah.
Does that sound good? Okay, are you ready?
Dynamite.
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 All right. It's time to start plumbing it back together.
Hello. I don't think you're getting my face.
I don't know. And now I
Okay. Go show it. Is the boat put back together?
am.
Yay!
Ta-da!
Look, turn around. We got the boat back together. You're looking at the floor. Hi.
She's standing on the water tank.